Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. It's very sunny and hot today here in Paris, but look at me, I'm still recording some videos for you instead of chilling outside with my friends, but never mind. So today's lesson is about the auto layout. Auto layout in Swift is a constraint-based layout system which allows developers to create adaptive user interfaces, also named UI, that respond appropriately to changes in screen size and device orientation. Believe me, you won't be able to live without it when developing an app today. As you may know, Apple's iPhone nowadays are available in different sizes. So if you take for instance an iPhone X and an iPhone SE, you know that both of them don't have the same screen size. So as a developer, when you design your app user interface UI, you have to care about all the screen sizes. So without using auto layout, it would be very hard for you to create an app that supports all screen resolutions. That's why I want to teach you auto layout at the very beginning of this channel rather than jumping right into coding a real app. It will take you some time to master the skill, but I want you to understand the underlying concept. In this lesson and the one that will follow, I want to help you building a solid foundation on designing an adaptive user interface. Auto layout is not as difficult as some developers thought. Once you understand the basics, you will be able to use auto layout to create complex user interfaces for all types of iOS devices. I think for this lesson we can also work with our previous Hello World application that we've created. We are going to give it some constraints, and also we are going to add some other UI objects in our view in order to practice auto layout. Enough talking, let's get started. Hey guys, before starting today's lesson, I want to explain briefly what is Xcode. So you need to know that Xcode is an IDE, which means Integrated Development Environment. This tool serves to create the user interface design and also to write the code of the application. Right now I'm going to show you how to get and install Xcode. So you have to go to the App Store like this, and then once you search for the Xcode, you just click there to get it, or you can click on the name if you want to read the description of this software. Okay, so once Xcode is installed on your desktop, you're going to launch it and create a new Xcode project like this. Then you are going to choose single view app and simply click on next like this. On this view, you are going to give a name to your project, which also be the name of your application. So I'm going to put auto layout lesson for today's lesson, okay? And finally, you click on next. You don't touch anything else, and you create the project on your desktop or on your Mac, okay? Once we are in the Xcode interface, we are going to change the simulator to iPhone X, and then you are going to launch it once just to see if we get our white screen, which means that everything works perfectly so far. Now you can stop it, and then we are going to main storyboard. By the way, we are not going to write any line of code in this tutorial. So first of all, you are going to choose the iPhone X device. That's the model we are working on, and then you are going to the right pane and select a UI button like this. If you are not in the third part of the pane, just click on this blue button and you will be in the UI objects. Right now I want you to drag and drop a UI button into the center of our view like this. Double click on it and you're going to change its title to Hello World like this. Perfect. We are also going to customize the button a little bit. I'm going to change the background color to red and also the font color to yellow. Okay. At this point, if I change the device model and put maybe the iPhone 8 or the iPhone SE like this, you see that the button is not at the center anymore. You have another way to see that with multiple devices into the same view. by clicking on the related items button. Go down to preview and press option on your keyboard, then click on main.storyboard, and you will get a view with multiple devices. Okay, so you have to enlarge the view like this, and now you can bring some other device on our view like the iPhone X, and also I'm gonna put the iPhone 8 like this. So according to the screen size, you see that our button is not well placed as we would like. Even if I change the orientation, you see that the button disappears. So it's a big deal. Right now you go back to the storyboard, you choose again the iPhone X device, and now we are going to set some constraints for our button. So you have two ways to do that. Either you click directly on the button, or the other way to set the constraints is to go at the bottom right side of our interface and click on one of this button. So the first one is the embed in stack. This button serves to gather many UI objects to make a block, one block. You will use this option when you will create some sophisticated and complex user interface. The second button is the align button. It allows to place our object horizontally and vertically in our view. The third button is the add new constraints button, and the last one serves to resolve some issues of placement, of position. Okay, so what we want right now is to place our button in the center of the view horizontally and vertically. So you are going to click on those two options and then add two constraints. Okay, and now if we go back on the multiple devices view, you will see that whatever the screen size, the button will always remain at the center of the view. So that's what we want. Cool. So now go back to the storyboard, and I'm going to show you another thing. Once you have set the constraint, if you change the position of the object, Xcode is not happy and it shows you some orange lines, which means that your object is not at its right place. So you click on the yellow icon, then the yellow triangle, and you have two ways to resolve this issue. Either you update the frames, which means that the object will go back to its initial position, or update constraints, and then the constraints will be updated to the new position. So in our case, we want to bring it back to the center. Perfect. Now you're going to drag and drop a label, a UI label, which is an object that serves to write some text on our view. So I'm going to write welcome to Farouk Academy, but in French, so bienvenue sur Farouk Academy, like this. You're going to replace the label manually because the title is larger than the previous one, like this. And as you can notice, if we go back to the multiple devices view, our label won't be at the right place according the different device. So what we need to do is to give it some constraints. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the other way to give some constraints by working directly on the label. First, you click once on the label, and then you press Ctrl and you drag it to the right side like this, and once you see view, you just release. Okay, like this. and then you click on trailing space to save area. Perfect. You do the same action for the bottom side. You click on the label, you press Ctrl and you drag it to the bottom like this, and once you see view, you just release and you select bottom space to save area. Right now we have set some constraints for our label, and you can change the distance by either clicking on the blue line directly or by working on the right side. Okay, like this. So I give 20 points for the right side and 20 for the bottom side. And right now our label is set correctly. And if we go back to the multiple devices view like this, you'll see that our label, just like our button, is well placed whatever the screen size. Okay, I can also change the orientation of the screen, and the label remains at the same place. Perfect. Okay, right now I think we are going to bring another label to work on the top left side of our screen. Yes, just drag and drop a label and change the title, Learn Swift, in French, Apprendre le Swift, and then press once on the label and Control drag to the top and top space to save area. Same action for the left side, and choose leading space to save area. Okay, perfect. So right now, if I'm going to change the constant to 20 for the top, and for the left side I won't change the distance. So right now if I launch the simulator, you see that our design is well set. And if we go back to the multiple devices view, you can see that both labels and the button remain at the same places, whatever the orientation or the screen size is. Okay, so that's it for this course. Thank you very much for watching today's lesson. Auto layout is a very important topic for the design of your application. Indeed, if the application is not user-friendly, the user won't use it very much. So the UI, user interface, and UX, user experience, are very important in the design of your application. So if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos. I see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.